Hi friends, it's been a while since I've done a general love reading check-in for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. So if you're new here, I just want to explain to you, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine is kind of like the dominant energy that someone gives off, or it could be looked at as the Divine Masculine is the one who pursues, and the Divine Feminine is the one that sort of like is pursued. So you can kind of look at it that way. But what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at what you are thinking and feeling about, or sorry, what the masculine is thinking and feeling, what the feminine is thinking and feeling, what's connecting them currently, what's hidden, and then possible outcome. Okay, so we're going to start actually with oracle cards and clarify if we need to with, not if we need to, we're going to clarify with some tarot cards. So can I get the feminine first? All right, so the feminine is feeling stabbed in the back. There's some heartbreak, there's some pain. There could be triangulation here, so a situation, this could have nothing to do with the masculine actually, but there could be a situation where there's been some triangulation in that there was some sort of deception, okay? So, and it came out of the blue, okay? So I feel a tower moment for the feminine here. The masculine is heartbroken, okay? So this could have to do with the masculine, but it also, what's going on with the feminine could have to do with the masculine since they have matched energies with stabbed in the back and heartbroken. Okay, but this could also be mirroring energies. So maybe each of you is feeling this way kind of separately from one another. You're going through that separately. I'm definitely feeling that for some of my viewers, okay? So the masculine is in this heartbroken energy. There's more, I want to say like sharp pain with the feminine. The masculine is more of a dull ache. So there's this kind of, it's more low vibrational and less functional almost is what I'm getting for the masculine, where the feminine is, I think she's moving on, but in the background there's this kind of, there's this anger. Okay, so what is the feminine thinking about the masculine? What is the feminine thinking about the masculine? Okay, so we have seduction. So this is indicating that, again, there's third-party interference here. I honestly, as a reader, try to avoid third-party situations. I don't like to read them. I don't like to support anyone who is in a situation where there's another person fixating on someone else. I really, me personally, it just doesn't align with my values. But like, it's not about judgment. It's just that I don't prefer to read that. But I think it's unavoidable here. So there's a situation with third party. This could also be the interference of a mother. This could be the interference of a friend. Triangulation is when any other person is brought into this situation. This to me looks like there could have been, and this would be something that you would already know about, there could have been cheating. This could also be that the feminine, so there's a situation where it feels like for some of our feminines, this has nothing to do with the masculine. This has something to do with masculine in general. So perhaps there was someone who represented a masculine energy who kind of seduced them and left them, or left like a bad taste in their mouth. For others, this is a feminine who is currently thinking that all this masculine wants is to hook up. Okay? But we're going to clarify that with the tarot cards in just a moment. Let's see what the masculine is thinking about the feminine. Dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. Okay, so the masculine really wants to keep it light with the feminine. So maybe there's like this, like detachment almost, an observation from far away, and like almost like if there is communication, the masculine is thinking, I'm just going to throw out like some jokes. I'm just going to throw out some light flirting. And this may be why the feminine thinks that all the masculine wants is to hook up. And that's not what the feminine wants here from the masculine. I don't think that's what the masculine wants either, but that's kind of the misunderstanding that seems to be happening here. The other thing that the masculine is really focusing on healing, changing, adapting. So I do feel like there's a bit of a growth thing that's happening here, and that could be why the masculine is more removed. Okay, let's see how the feminine is feeling about the masculine. Okay, we have passion. Okay, so so this is interesting, right? Because the feminine's kind of like, oh, you know, the masculine just wants to seduce me, but she's tempted. The feminine is tempted. There's this, she feels like, I'm going to use she and he as pronouns, but it could go either way, honestly. So if I slip up and say she and he, then it's just easier to channel that way, honestly. Okay, so yeah, she has this like desire for the masculine that she wants to have fun, she wants to flirt, she wants to let go, she wants to like open up to that. This energy wants to open up to the masculine in that way, is feeling very, very drawn, very drawn. There's a big but, right? It's but. Okay, what's the masculine feeling? The snake. Okay, so the masculine is feeling like, so the third party could have been on the feminine side as well. I feel like each the feminine and the masculine thinks that the other is speaking to someone about the situation. If it's not a situation where either is romantically involved, there may be the assumption, particularly from the masculine side, that the feminine is with someone else. But the masculine doesn't trust to open up to his feelings. Okay, and again, like he's in a very like a grieving space, right? So it makes sense that he would be feeling that way. Okay, so let's clarify first the thinking. No, we're going to clarify. What am I going to use? I have some decks here. Okay, let's clarify first stabbed in the back. Let's use some cards for stabbed in the back. I wish that I had a bigger space for this. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. There was something that was promised here, I believe, to the feminine by the masculine. There was a promise that wasn't kept. Okay, so it felt like a betrayal. Whether it was or not, that's how it felt. Okay, so we're going to legitimize those feelings and say that, you know, not legitimize, but validate those feelings. And the feminine felt like the masculine was not giving as much as he was receiving, and that there was this sort of like possible reciprocity that just was not met. And I think this was wrapped up in expectation, and so because of that expectation, it hurt, because the feminine was expecting more of the masculine. The Magician reversed. Okay, so this situation and this relationship really felt divinely born. Like it felt like this was, you know, meeting your soulmate. This felt like it felt like a situation that was really meant to blossom, and what it ended up being was this loss of personal power. I really feel like the feminine came out of this situation, whatever has happened between the feminine and masculine, or whatever is happening with the feminine right now. So this is the feminine's energy, is that there's been a loss of power, a loss of dignity, I'm hearing, and this feeling of being exploited. Okay. And so whether it's with the masculine or with this other third party, or just in general in their life, the feminine is really struggling to catch up with what's happened. I feel like this has happened very quickly, and it happened recently. Okay, let's get one more. Okay, so what happened here shocked something that the feminine was creating. So this could have been with the masculine. Maybe they were maybe you guys were starting to build a life together. Maybe you were starting to really see something grow. There could have been like a collaboration. This, again, I'm really feeling like this does not have to do with the masculine. Some of you it does, but for a lot of you it does not. This is something feminine that happened in your life. You know what it is. It took away your power. You may feel depleted. You need to recharge. You need to come back to that place where you feel safe to come into community, to come into collaboration, and to be that generous, giving self. Okay? That's what I'm feeling here. Let's take a look at heartbroken for the masculine. Because of this, the size of my space, I think I'm going to just kind of layer the cards. Show me heartbroken for the masculine. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This, again, this feels like, so if there's a third party energy on the masculine side, this is a feminine energy who embodies kind of like a chokehold materially on the masculine. So this could be, again, I said there, I was feeling mother. This could be a domineering mother figure. Maybe it's a mother figure who contributes financially or uses that as a way to foster codependence, or as a dependence in general. And like, often people don't do this consciously. It's like a way to keep their children needing them, but it could be something like that, or it's that they live with their parent, or that this is an ex situation that's already kind of split up and they have like divided property and that kind of thing. That's what I'm really feeling here. But with this Queen of Pentacles, this also kind of feels like while the masculine is in this heartbreak energy, he doesn't really have independence materially. So this could be something, yeah, okay. So our next two cards are the Three of Swords, which is a combination of these two cards, honestly, and the Hierophant reversed. The masculine is not in a place to make commitments at this time. It feels like an institution has fallen apart. So for this could be a loss of a job. This could also be some kind of, all right, so for some of you, there's a very specific message coming in. Someone has had a run-in with the IRS. So that would be in the US. I'm not in the US, but that is a message here. So someone had some tax issues that came up that have really disempowered them and really hit them materially. So part of their heartbreak is dealing with that situation. Grief of loss of position is what I'm hearing. So grief of loss of position doesn't necessarily mean someone lost a job. It could mean a multitude of things. So take that how it resonates. But with the Three of Swords in reverse, this is a good thing. To me, this means that they're sort of though they may be in the heartbreak, they're starting to see the path forward. Okay, so they're not necessarily stuck in the heartbreak, they're starting to see a path forward, but there's still some sort of commitment or institution or situation that they are not yet able to make a commitment. Okay, they're not yet able to bring forward what they want to bring forward. Yeah, and with the energy between the feminine and the masculine here is the Seven of Swords. So for me, this is talking about there's something that needs to be talked about that hasn't been. There's something that needs to be addressed that has not yet been addressed. Okay, so there's some kind of deception or lie, or I really feel like, you know, when I say deception or lie, this could be yeah, because there's some sweet, yeah. So this could be that the feminine doesn't know of this loss of position. Okay, sorry. I got a call from a courier. Okay, so we're talking about the Seven of Swords. This could be that the masculine has not confided, because like what I'm getting here is this loss of fortune. And like it's been a source of anxiety and like a hit to their pride. Okay, so the space between is sort of like things unsaid and things that need to be said. And let's get into what the because we're getting more specific about what the feminine is thinking about the masculine. So let's clarify seduction here. We're using Pre-Raphaelite Tarot. Okay, so we have Judgment. The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this has a lot to do with giving and receiving, generosity. It's not... Okay, so what I'm hearing here is the feminine feels like she's owed something, or there's some kind of like reckoning, there's some kind of clarity or explanation that has not been provided to her. And so with this Page of Pentacles, this feels like a meager offer is what I'm hearing. So maybe some kind of offer was brought in to the feminine from the masculine, and she's weighed it, and she's sort of like, with the past, present, and future in consideration, this is not enough for me. This does not fit the scope of this relationship is what I'm getting. Okay, so with Judgment here, this is really like the feminine does not know what to make of what is being offered. Okay, with the seduction here, there could be just these like little breadcrumbs or these little offers that are coming in, and I'm hearing like that's supposed to be enough for me. Like it's breadcrumbing. It's like, here's little bits, here's little tiny bits for you, and that's supposed to be looked at as generosity. It's almost like, oh, sorry, this is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a very slow, this is different. It doesn't change the message too much, but it's kind of like, are you even interested in me? What are you giving me? What are you giving me? Let's take a look at what the masculine is thinking about the feminine. Clarify the dragonfly for me, please. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands, feeling defensive. Fighting the storyline that they've made up in their minds. They're having trouble balancing or understanding or weighing up this situation. Okay, so the masculine still has on his mind the passion that he holds for the feminine, okay? So this is a masculine who is able to clearly see, and I feel like this is a masculine who will hear songs or read things, and that kind of like, they reflect. So they are passionately drawn to thinking about, but then it's like alternating, it's balancing between this passion and this defensiveness. Okay? And with the lightheartedness, the defensiveness does not feel lighthearted enough for this masculine. So it becomes this, it makes them feel off kilter. In the shared space between them, in the thinking, is the King of Pentacles. So they are both working, both the masculine and feminine are working toward building stability for this relationship, for union potentially. Yeah, with a period of healing, stripping away illusions. It feels like they both want to move toward one another. In their minds. That's, well, let's see what they're feeling. Okay, feminine, she has this passion. Let's take a look at the passion. We're going to use the Tarot of Sexual Magic to look at the feminine's passion. Clarify the feminine's passion for me, please. Oh, wow, the Ten of Pentacles. So the feminine really feels like the masculine would please her sexually, emotionally, feasting on her. And like she can, what I'm getting is that she can feel his appetite and she is into that, right? She, the feminine. We have the Two of Swords. She feels confused. She feels confused and she doesn't want crumbs, right? And then the Four of Wands. And she's fantasizing about all the different ways and places that this connection could play out. There's really this feeling of like a spiritual, sexual connection and emotional connection. So it's almost like the feminine has a very passionate sexual and emotional connection to the masculine in the, I guess what people would call the 5D. So like in their minds. And with a deep spiritual connection, you can have those experiences of each other, right? Like it's a possible thing. So it's interesting with the feeling that the feminine has here is, it's the Ten of Pentacles, which is like future. Like that's future. I want to build. I want generations. I want, maybe like children, maybe dogs, whatever, a house, whatever it is for you. And like intense transformative passion. There's a willingness here emotionally that I don't see mentally. Like it seems like the feminine's mind is kind of blocked off, even though the feminine desires the masculine quite a bit. Mentally, it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to give to this. Okay, so for the masculine, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. He wants to get something going. He wants to be the only one. The Five of Chalices. There's a longing. This masculine may put the feminine on a pedestal. It's interesting because the passion is in the masculine's thinking rather than the feeling. So what I'm kind of getting from this is this is a masculine who's very much in their head, and tries to stay out of their heart space. I think the heart space here is colored by kind of like jealousy and emotions and things that are really difficult and that the masculine does not want to entertain. So I'm seeing a masculine that stays in the thinking space, and he thinks and he knows the passion, but doesn't let it go to the heart space almost. Because when he goes to the heart space, then he's here in this space of, I want to be the only one. I want to have you. And the 10 of chalices. Oh my God, who are you guys? Look at you with your 10 of pentacles and your 10 of chalices. This is emotional fulfillment. This is what the masculine doesn't want to feel. That's the space that he doesn't want to go into. And look how the feminine is cut off in the mind, but open in the heart. That's so interesting, you guys. Let's see what the shared energy is between the two of you. The 6 of Pentacles, you cannot make this shit up. 3 times the 6 of Pentacles comes up. There's so much here about generosity, about giving, about expanding, love, healing. That's, again, the 4 of Swords, healing. My goodness. Okay, so let's take a look at what's connecting you. So what's connecting you, we have here the 7 of Swords. Healthy choices. Okay, so the feminine and the masculine are both trying to make a healthy choice in this situation. I feel that there's some kind of like stalemate or some sort of stasis where it's like each is trying to figure out whether it's like healthy or right to move forward or to stay in this connection. Let's see what is and then we have the King of Pentacles, Coffin, endings and new beginnings, growth and change, liberation, transition. There's something, I keep hearing bold face, but it's not bold face lie. It's bold face truth. It's like, this is something that has to be brought back from the dead. And the reason it has to be brought back from the dead is because something happened here, or there's something in the feminine energy that has been like, there needs to be a reckoning in order for anything to ever happen again. This would have to be brought back from the dead. Then we have the 6 of Pentacles for the millionth time over. Okay, this is what's connecting you. Endings and new beginnings, healthy choices, wanting to be happier. Oh my goodness. Okay. So for the 6 of Pentacles, we have the Mask and we have the Hammer. So here we have someone sabotaging this connection, and because it's in the heart space, I'm going to go ahead and say it's the masculine. No, it's both. Because the feminine is sabotaging in her mind, and the masculine is sabotaging in his heart. So true feelings are not being shown. Things are being masked. Things are being it's like there's this repetitive issue that comes up between the two of them, and so neither one wants to give to the other. They don't feel safe to give to the other. They're feeling very, very unsafe in this situation. Okay, can you tell me what is hidden? What is hidden, please, in this connection? Ascending. Transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase. Yeah, I had the 2 of Wands here, expansion. There's this both of you are expanding your consciousness. Both of you are expanding your idea of what union is, of what relationships are, of who you are. And that expansion is needed for a 10 of Pentacles and a 10 of Cups is no small connection. Okay, these are situations where you're building a future together. So this is a connection that wants to do things together. This could be a connection where business is also involved, or at least the business of having like a large family or integrating families, like lots of people I feel are involved in this union coming together in a way. What you can't see is that you're preparing for union, okay? That the new phase is really, really, really close, if not here, okay? So let's take a look at future or potential outcomes based on the energies that are present here. So we have not enough, okay? Someone is being held back by the idea that they're not enough. Wow. The runner and the chaser came out together. All right, so here's what I want to say to you guys. Whether you're the masculine or the feminine, this runner-chaser dynamic is a call to understand your attachment styles, okay? So if one of you is anxious, if one of you is avoidant, looking at that relationship, an anxious and an avoidant a runner and a chaser can make a relationship together because they do fulfill each other's needs to an extent, but they have to also consider the other side of things, right? So the chaser can't be the only one considering the runner's needs. The runner also has to consider the chaser's needs. So this is a kind of, someone has a fear of abandonment, someone has a fear of intimacy. If I had to place it, the person who is the feminine, who is in their head saying no, is the chaser. The person who is in their heart saying no is the runner. Okay? So the outcome here with not enough, both of you are feeling like you are not enough. Both of you are looking, one of you is looking in your heart, one of you is looking in your head for reasons not to make this happen. So I would ask you, what are the reasons to make this happen? I think we're going to get some love oracle cards. I think moving forward, we have Lord Byron. Okay, so there is a perception here, maybe on both sides, because I do think that there's some mirroring happening here. Be mad, bad, and dangerous to know. There's this kind of like playing it cool that needs to go. Okay, both sides are playing it cool, protecting their vulnerability. A relationship cannot move forward with no vulnerability. Love will find a way through paths where wolves fear to prey. This also to me feels like no matter what difficulties this particular relationship is facing, there is a way through if you are able to kind of heal these like fear and ego issues and this lack of confidence and the self-sabotaging behaviors of both. Okay, so a conversation needs to happen. This healing needs to happen. And while this indicates a time of rest, eventually you have to come out of that time of rest and speak to each other and talk about, like, have a real conversation. There is a strong current of independence, of this feeling of like, I'm not worthwhile. Again, there's the indication of parents here. So there is and because I'm getting this on one side and this on the other, I'm really feeling like this is the masculine and this Lena Dunham energy where it's like, there's something about parents. There's something about, well, I'm fine on my own. This adherence to, it's not even full independence. It's more like just being on their own, just being like alone. Being in this runner energy, fearing intimacy, and being like, and playing it off like, no, I'm cool on my own, right? And not really dealing with the underlying issues. Over here on the feminine side, friendship is love without his wings. So there's this kind of like, what I'm getting here is that again, the feminine does not want to take little scraps. I think that the feminine is holding out for the real deal. And so any kind of breadcrumbs or any small gestures are not going to be received very well. So if you're in the feminine energy, is there a way that you could soften to this? Is there a way that you could understand how they are feeling? And okay. Yes. So yes, you have done that. And I would say that I would direct that over here as well. Each of you needs to take a look at what the other is going through, and use empathy and use compassion to move this thing forward. Okay? I want this to happen for you. There's a lot of potential here. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this was helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe, whatever. If you want to book a personal reading, my information is down below. Bye.